What is going on, Future Focus Nation? Back at it. My name is George and we talk about investing on this channel. And today we're going to talk about a cryptocurrency that I'm very, very excited about. And this is actually part 2 of a 2-part series. If you haven't seen part 1, I'm going to share a link to that right here. And I'm also going to post a link to it down below. In that video, we talked about phases 1 through 3 of the 5 phases. We talked about the founder, amongst some other things. So I suggest you watch that video. With all that said, let's get into it. In today's video, we're going to talk about a comparison with Ethereum and Cardano. We're going to talk about phases 3 and 4. We're going to go through some current events on what's currently going on in the space, in the Cardano space. We're going to look at some charts. We're going to do a deeper dive into the roadmap of Cardano. I'm going to end this all with my price prediction for 2021 and beyond. Ethereum versus Cardano. The reason I'm comparing these two is because Charles Hoskinson, the founder, he was a part of both of these, and he left Ethereum and built Cardano. So we're going to see how the two stack up side by side. So as you can see right here, scalability wise, they both are transitioning about the same transactions per second, so 15 transactions per second. But Cardano, the way they're building it, they're going to be able to scale even bigger in the next 2 phases. Governance is similar to Bitcoin with additions. Ouroboros, proof of stake, voting for software and protocol updates. Development complexity, so is the Solidity language, the New Simon and Plutus languages. And again, when they talk about languages, all they're referring to is the type of programming language that is being used. Timeline, scalability improvements may take years. CSL is live with limited features, CCL and main features by 2019 and 2020. Generalized features intentionally avoided, and reference libraries, that's what they're doing right now. The Basho, phase Basho, and we're going to get into that. It's an era of optimization. All right. It's improving the underlying performance of the network to better support growth and adoption for applications with high transaction volume. It introduces side chains, new blockchains interoperable with the main chain with immense potential to extend the capabilities of the network. The reason this is so great is that they can experiment on one of these side chains without affecting the main chain. So the main chain, which is the Cardano chain where everything runs off of, they're going to have these side chains where they could do these like experimental things, and that's going to help out the industry a lot. We will also see the introduction of parallel accounting styles. We're going to see the result will be greater interoperability, as well as the ability to support new kinds of use cases on the network. It will become one of the highest performance, resilient, and flexible blockchain platforms in the industry, and the ability to add new functionality without comprising the reliability at the core of the networks. So that's Basho. All right, next we're going to talk about Voltaire, and we're going to look into, this is like governance. This is the final step of the evolution, and it will provide the final pieces required for the network to become a self-sustaining system. Introduction of a voting and treasury system, network participants will be able to use their stake and voting rights to influence the future development. When both a voting and treasury systems are in place, this will be truly decentralized and no longer under IOHK's management, which is in and out of Hong Kong. They're the ones who are managing this right now. Remember, it's 3. If you watch part 1, you'll know that there's 3 big foundations that are working towards this, and it's Emergo, it's IOHK, and it's the Cardano Foundation. Voltaire, we're also going to have the ability for network participants to present improvement proposals that can be voted on by stakeholders, leveraging the already existing stake and delegation process. So again, the way they're building this is it's going to be a way you could build upon it. And there's going to be one foundation, but you're going to be able to fix things, correct things, change things. Whereas Bitcoin, their blockchain is what it is, and you can't change it. It's very difficult to change. It'll take years. We'll also see the addition of a treasury system whereby a fraction of all transaction fees will be pooled to provide funds for development activities undertaking following the voting process. And we're going to, like, this is already there, like, and we'll see that in a second. Cardano's future will be in the hands of the community, who will have everything they need to grow and evolve Cardano from the secure, decentralized basis. And that's like what this whole thing is about, giving power back to the people. IOHK started with governance over it because obviously somebody needed to manage things and make sure everything got where it is. But this is just training wheels. Once we are at the end of stage 5, the training wheels come off, and this will be given back to the community. The Cardano Project Catalyst Fund 3 launches. These are some current events that are going on right now. Project Catalyst is the last era in the project's roadmap and will allow the project to be more independent and move away from IOHK's management. So there was previously some other funds. There was Fund 1 and Fund 2, and this is just them asking for some funding to help them fund these projects. Because remember, they're not making money from these. They don't charge you money to use the blockchain or anything like that. This will be done, like we just talked about, by creating a voting and treasury system. By making the project more self-reliant, the user will be in charge of governing the Cardano ecosystem, which will be an important step for the project's long-term future. IOHK had earlier launched test funds, namely Fund 0, Fund 1, Fund 2, in September of 2020. Fund 2 allocated nearly $250,000 worth of ADA to follow users to submit proposals. So these funds, they're not asking you for American dollars or any type of global currency. They're asking you to just stake and keep your funds in the Cardano ecosystem so they can use those funds and able to make the project with the vision that they're trying to make it. All right, Cardano becomes the most decentralized network on the market with a majority of ADA supply staked. And this is news like as of right now, January 9, 2021. So this is like current events. Cardano, an ambitious blockchain platform created by IOHK, has been on a quest to become the world's foremost blockchain platform used for everything from, like we talked about in part 1, decentralized applications to digital identity and blockchain voting. However, with the blockchain smart contract, interoperability, and governance functionalities yet to be fully released, many have dismissed the significance it currently has in the market. But according to the latest data from data aggregator Staking Rewards, Cardano has now become the most decentralized blockchain network on the market. There's currently over 21.75 billion ADA staked on Cardano, representing 69% of its total circulating supply. So as you can see right here, Cardano just passed Polkadot. Polkadot is another similar type of blockchain, and they just passed them for being the most decentralized. You can see Ethereum, the one we just compared them to, they're number 3. And Ethereum is the second largest market cap. The first highest market cap is Bitcoin. Ethereum is number 2. Cardano is up there in decentralization. So you can see them shifting. In 2017, they came out of nowhere and they quickly moved up the ranks and jumped into the top 10 cryptocurrencies, which is not an easy task because there's over 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there and they're all trying to be in that top 10 spot. So the way they did it so rapidly, and when they did it without anything yet. It wasn't even fully complete. And even today, since I started investing in it, it's doubled, and they still haven't even finished the whole enterprise yet. So that's another reason why I'm so bullish on it. All this is here is a delegation monitor, which shows you how much is in, like this right here is how many delegated wallets there are. That's what this chart is. This is how many ADA are staked. And as you can see, it's been going up in December through January. And this is the amount that is not pulled out of the system. This is how much is in the system. Average ADA per delegated wallet. So you can see the average amount inside of wallets is decreasing. It's getting put back into the system. ADA wallets, they've gone up. New ADA wallets per day have gone down, and the total ADA wallet staking have gone down. So this tells you that people are getting more excited about this, and they're more optimistic on the future of this, because if they weren't, they would pull their ADA out of the system and they would keep it in their wallets, their digital wallets, whether it be cold storage or whether it be inside of like Coinbase, they have their own cold storage, whether it be inside your USB drive. There's cold storage inside of your cell phones. There's cold storage inside of your mobile computers. Like there's different ways to take the cryptocurrency out of circulation. But as you can see here, more people are putting it back into circulation in order to stake this and fund these projects. This is another thing I found that was great. Cardano 88 can now be used at over 1,200 retail brands via Bedali Partnership. So Emergo, one of the three big companies that we talked about, they inked a partnership with Bedali. And with this partnership, they're going to be able to use ADA in places like Amazon, Nike, Starbucks, Airbnb, and others throughout Bedali's online gift card platform. So think about this. This is like a use case. Like this is a way that you can actually use this type of cryptocurrency. And a lot of other cryptocurrencies, they don't have this type of functionality yet, or they may never have it. But here, ADA is actually like Ethereum and as much as Bitcoin being able to be purchased like things. Another one I've heard, but I haven't confirmed, was Uber, that Uber may allow you. You guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments below. But that's one of the things I've heard recently. This was another big one. And this one shows like the power of the ecosystem. Cardano and New Balance will team up to stop counterfeit kicks, which as like, if you're into the shoe game, you know, it's a big problem because a lot of these fakes are starting to look real. Jonathan knows all about that. Like he knows like these fakes are starting to look even realer and realer. So they're teaming up to stop this. So Cardano and New Balance have a strategic collaboration, which resulted in the first commercial deployment of its blockchain, as retail customers can now log their purchases of athletic footwear on the Cardano blockchain. All goods that are sold by New Balance can now be digitally proven to be authentic. And this is great. Like I could see this going towards the future as people want, when they purchase something online, and as we move more and more towards e-commerce, people are going to want to know that what they're purchasing is real, because, you know, they're putting their hard-earned money into it. And when they receive it, they don't want some fake stuff from, you know, China or something like that. So this is a huge deal right here. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna ask Jonathan, you know, he lives in New York. He sees this. I want to ask him his opinion on how, you know, how big this is. Like knowing nothing about this, like how do you think about this?
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Let's say you wanted a baseball card. Let's say you wanted some Jordans or something like that. You could buy them on Amazon, but they would have to be confirmed through this ecosystem. And, you know, New Balance or, you know, Nike, Jordan, they would say, yes, this was purchased by this person and it's a legit confirmation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's a good process that they're doing.
I think it's going to give consumers more leverage, and it's going to help them, you know, not have to purchase something they really want and have to put some of their money out there on the line to make sure that they get what they deserve, you know, what they're paying for. So this
Yeah.
is huge right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next steps. We're going to look at the charts and all that. So let's go. So what I have pulled up here is the chart for ADA. And I put some lines up here to just try to give you a perspective of what I feel the charts are going to do. So as you can see here, I put this line here to kind of identify what I think some key levels are. These lines right here are identifying lines of, at the top is resistance and at the bottoms are support levels. What I like to see here is that we're seeing higher highs and we're seeing lower lows. So as you can see here, like you're seeing some good foundations. It came up over here, but as you see right here, these candlesticks were a lot bigger. So it means there was more momentum in those moves throughout the day. But over here, we're climbing slowly, but these candlesticks are a lot smaller. So it's more of a sustained way to move up in the charts. So if we keep following this formation, I could see this going to a key level of about, if we break this line right here of resistance at 34, I could see this hitting around 36. by the end of the month. So, let's see that. If not, I could see it having resistance around here, around 34 cents per share, if it hits this level. Right here, we have resistance at about 31. So the reason I did that is if you go all the way back, you see this little period right here, that 31 level was holding pretty strong. And if you look at it right here, that again, that 31 seems like to be a level that's pulling and pushing. So just keep an eye out for that. That's where I see it going in the short term. So, if it breaks through this level right here of 34, I can see it hitting around 35, 36 cents by the end of the month and by the beginning of February. The second chart I have for you right here is just looking at ADA versus Bitcoin. So I have ADA right here in orange, and I have Bitcoin here with the candlesticks. I did that to, kind of separate the two and give you an idea. But as you can see, you're seeing the disparity. And we have things in this market that are called, Bitcoin season, which is a bullish season. And then you also have altcoin season, which usually follows it. So during the bullish Bitcoin season, Bitcoin goes up and the rest of the market kind of stays stagnant like it's just waiting, anticipation. So it consolidates. And then whenever Bitcoin hits like a level of resistance at top and it consolidates, that's when all the altcoins start making their moves. And that's what we see here. We see Bitcoin consolidating, and then we see ADA going up and making its move up. So that's great. That's a bullish sign for you. I wanted to take a deeper dive into the Cardano Roadmap. So I want you to see what it actually looks like. So this is Byron. We talked about that. But when Byron is finished, this is the kind of things you see. Like, this is everything that got done in the Byron. So you got the Ouroboros Census Protocol, the ADA cryptocurrency was what began, Cardano Block Explorer, the wallet. So all of these projects were completed during these phase, and the phase couldn't finish until all of that was complete. All right, so we could go to, let's skip Shelley and go to Gauguin. This is what has been accomplished in Gauguin so far. Plutus, Plutus Core, Marlowe, Pluto Fest, like all these different aspects. Basho and Voltaire are currently empty because we're not there yet. We're not at those levels yet. But we'll, as soon as they start, these will start getting filled in. This is Shelley's work scope. These are all the research behind it here. And as you can see here, this is everything that was completed during the Shelley phase. So they put a lot of work into this, and they make everything open source so you can see what's going on. What are they doing? What are their holdups? Not only that, but the CEO, he gives constant updates on YouTube or any other media outlet. I bet you even if I asked him for an interview, he would probably give me an interview because that's how much of a down-to-earth person he is. With all that said, like, I'm very, very bullish. I'm optimistic on this project. Currently, the price is sitting around 32 cents. I started purchasing this around 9 cents. I bought some more at 16 cents. I bought some more around 28 cents. So my average share price right now is around 16 cents, and I have about 10,000 ADA. So, I'm bullish on this project. If it keeps going up, I'm going to keep purchasing on the way up. For this year, I could see it going to $1.18, and in 5 years, I could see it going anywhere from $5 to $7.18. And these numbers are not just numbers I'm throwing out there. These are just averages of numbers that I've seen, on the high end and low end. And this is just the average numbers that I've seen out there. And think about it again. This project has been over $1 before. And during that time, there was nothing. This was before the Shelley phase, before the Gauguin phase. And this project already had hit $1.37. It dropped, but all the cryptocurrencies dropped. As I told you in part one, Bitcoin went from 20,000 all the way down to 3 cents, all the way down to 3,000, and now it's all the way back up to over 40,000. So, I'm very bullish on this. If it just has to go back to where it was, and that would be about over $1, and we would be doubling your money if you bought in at right now. But not knowing anything about cryptocurrency, Jonathan, like, how do you feel about this project? You know, you were here for part one, you're here for part two. How do you feel about this?
I feel like I still would like to do more research because nothing is confirmed, you know. But I am intrigued and I am excited about like the opportunity that you're mentioning here. But it's just like I said, it's like, you know, you're taking a risk. But I also see another thing that I see that I noticed, like in 5 years, well, how do you know you're only going to make the $5 in 5 years? It's like $1 a year you're giving them, right?
Yeah, it's not how much you're going to make. That's where I could see the price of the underlying asset. So right now, one ADA is currently sitting at 32 cents. So I bought it at 9 cents, at 16 cents, and I bought it at 28 cents. So I could see the price of one going from 32 cents all the way to between $5 and $7.
And this
in
is like
that
the
time
next
frame.
Bitcoin.
It's not the next Bitcoin. This is going to be, it's the third generation. Remember, Bitcoin was the first generation, Ether was
Yeah.
the second generation, and this is going to be the third generation.
This is Ethereum
Yeah.
that comes from Ether.
No. The guy built Ether, but this is a separate, completely separate project. He wanted to do this the right way
Oh,
when he built this. So Charles Hoskinson, the video I showed you in part one. So remember, just like he said, don't go putting all your money into this. This can go to zero tomorrow. Like any asset can go to zero, you know, so don't put everything you have into this. Do your own research. Like, you know, he said, it's at the end of the day, it's your money and this is not financial advice. All I'm trying to do is give you tools to make you a better investor and give you more opportunities and show you a way to look at things from a different perspective. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. And until next time.